E3 is upon us, and that means a lot of things. That means we're going to be seeing stuff from Bethesda, Microsoft, Nintendo, and the other ones, because Sony's not going to be there, and that's kind of weird. There could be an argument there for how important exactly E3 is becoming, because it sort of feels like E3 is a slowly dying breed. However, even with that opinion aside, I did want to talk about what I felt Nintendo would be bringing to the table, what I'm hoping to see, and what I kind of expect to see. I didn't make any code intro to this because I would assume there's gonna be a lot to talk about, and I don't know how long this video is gonna be, so let's just get right into it. First off, let's talk about things I would hope to see, right? Part of me is thinking that I would like to see them have some kind of surprise announcement. What that surprise announcement would be, honestly, I have no idea, because we've had many directs and many E3 presentations where a game just sort of gets announced and we didn't even know about it, and it ends up releasing within the same year, right? Now, I'm not saying, you know, it has to release the same year, although I guess you could put that into the category of a hope. It would be cool if that happens, but I am thinking that we're gonna see some kind of game that just hasn't been announced yet, and it'll be a brand new big reveal. I don't know what kind of game that would be, but keep in mind that in the same year as Super Smash Bros. Ultimate had a kind of focused E3 thing going on, they opened up with Daemon X Machina. Who the hell thought of that? Like, that's a completely random game. Nobody expected that because it's a new thing. It's a completely new IP. Who knows? Maybe that's what we'll see. Maybe Retro Studios is working on a brand new IP, or maybe some kind of old IP that we already loved is making a comeback. I would love to see a Golden Sun or an F-Zero or anything like that, really. I love both of those franchises, but you don't really see them come back. I would also like to see like a new Star Fox game, just not one like Zero. Like, say what you want about Zero, maybe you're one of the few people who liked Zero, but I kind of side with the majority on this aspect and kind of say that I didn't like Zero very much. It was just the controls aspect of it. If it kind of had the normal, I don't know, control method, I don't think I would dislike it as much. The game looks fine, like, you know, graphically speaking. It looks like it would be fun to play if I didn't have to do the whole second screen thing. It wasn't fun. It just wasn't a fun game. All right, that's the whole point. That's kind of my hope. My hope is to see either some kind of brand new IP that ends up releasing this year, some kind of surprise announcement, or a return of an old franchise. Now, returning old franchises don't seem to be Nintendo's strong suit. You typically see, you know, the same couple franchises, and every once in a while you also see a new IP, you know, Splatoon, Pikmin, that kind of thing. Speaking of which, Pikmin may appear. May. Although, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Personally speaking, Pikmin's not really a franchise I care all too much about. It's not that it's bad, it's just kind of like it just exists, I guess. Like, I played the games, they're fun, they're well made, but they're not memorable to me. I don't find them to be memorable. I don't typically go back and have a good time playing them. I'm just kind of like, I play them and I'm done, and while it was enjoyable, I don't really feel the need to continue to do more in them. Sorry, I kind of expect Pikmin at some point because of the whole Pikmin 4 thing with Miyamoto and all that stuff. So I expect it. I don't hope for it because Pikmin could, like, as messed up as this might sound to a Pikmin fan, Pikmin can never get a new entry in the series and it would not affect me. Not that I want that to happen, because I don't. I think, you know, it's successful, so keep it going, right? Keep your fans happy, and you know, make some money while you're at it. But I don't see it happening. There's some like little things here and there that Nintendo hasn't necessarily spoken about, so I'm wondering if it'll kind of like rear its head again. Like, for instance, I'm 100% confident. I expect to see 100% Animal Crossing. I think Animal Crossing is basically a guarantee at this point. It's supposed to come out this year. It's been reiterated to come out for this year. and we still haven't seen anything for it. That and Luigi's Mansion, but at least with Luigi's Mansion, we've seen some gameplay of the game. We've seen the game in action. Animal Crossing, we've seen literally zero, and it's supposed to come out this year. It's gonna be at E3. I'm confident it'll be at E3. The other thing is that I'm sure Pokemon will be there too, but because we have the Pokemon Direct, and I'm not sure when this video will go live, whether or not that's before or after the Pokemon Direct happens. So if this is out of date, my bad. But I'm pretty sure whatever it is that they show off at that Pokemon Direct, pretty likely that they're gonna mention it again in Nintendo's E3 presentation, but it's the same information we already heard from the Direct. Because they did that last year with Let's Go, where they kind of touched on Let's Go for like a minute and just kind of said the same things that the Pokemon company already told us. So they might do that. I'm hoping they don't put any time into it at all, because you have the Direct for a reason. Let the Direct speak for itself, and then use E3 for other things that you didn't already talk about. But I mean, it's Nintendo. What are you gonna do? It would also be kind of cool if we see more of Luigi's Mansion. I don't know, I feel like Luigi's Mansion is the kind of game that, like, you're either gonna buy it because you already liked the original Luigi's Mansions, or you're interested, or you're just not interested. Like, I feel like there's not much you can add to the game that's gonna make people suddenly switch goals and like where they want to go, I guess. I don't know, maybe I'm a little pessimistic on Luigi's Mansion. I like the game. Most likely I'm gonna end up getting it. I did play both of the Luigi's Mansion games prior to this, so it's not that I dislike it. I just feel like people, when they look at Luigi's Mansion, they either have already decided if they're gonna get it or not, unless they add some kind of really different thing to this game in particular. I just don't see people changing their minds either way, in either direction for this game. But I do expect to see Luigi's Mansion there. I expect to see Animal Crossing. I expect some kind of new Super Smash Bros. Announcement in some capacity, which is also a hope. I think it's a hope that's also extremely realistic. So I'll say that not only will we get a Smash character, I'll even go even further, right? I'll go even further and say that not only will we get a Smash character announcement, we'll get 2 of them. My reasoning for that is typically because at E3, whenever they've announced Smash DLC, and mind you, that hasn't been like, you know, a ton of it, but typically they kind of like to announce more than one at E3. I remember with Smash for Wii U, when they announced Mega Man, Wii Fit Trainer was also announced alongside it. And I guess technically Ultimate had one, but they announced the game at the same time as Ridley, so I don't really see that as the same thing. Or maybe it is, I don't know. I could be totally wrong, but I would not be surprised. I guess you could say this. It's an expectation, I think is very real, a 100% chance, just like Animal Crossing, that we'll see some kind of character reveal for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. What I'm hoping, and this is not a 100% thing, is that we'll see 2 character announcements. Who those characters will be, I can't say yet. I've heard a couple of things here and there, but nothing concrete, if I'm going to be honest with you, of who exactly it will be. But if it's anything, if what my sources are saying, it might be the characters you expect it to be. I don't know though. Again, I don't have enough from my sources to say for sure, so I can't say either way. So I don't know. Sorry to disappoint you, but it's kind of quiet on my end. I'm hoping for some more information on games that we already know about. I guess that's actually, take that away from hope. That's more of an expectation. That's what that is. That's more of an expectation. So I fully expect to see more games that just won't be out by E3, like Astral Chain, Fire Emblem, you know, that kind of thing. I don't want them to focus too much time on it though, because we kind of already know and have a pretty good understanding of where those games are to an extent. Basically, my whole mindset with like games that are coming out like almost like immediately after E3 is like, you're free to talk about it, Nintendo, but because it comes out so soon, my mindset is just, oh, I'm just gonna wait for the game. I don't really care about this extra details anymore. Once the game is right there, I'm just kind of like, okay, just give me the game. That's kind of like my mindset. So like, you could talk about it and it'll make me more excited, I'm sure, but it's not necessary. I'm excited because it's close anyways, so I'll be fine either way. And I feel like the hopes that I have is, for the most part, hopes that a lot of Nintendo fans have, you know, bringing back old franchises, you know, new IPs. I'm not sure if we'll see something from Zelda, because Link's Awakening remake is coming out, Cadence of Hyrule is coming out. So Zelda already has like its plate full right now. I feel like when it comes to this year specifically, we're not going to see anything Zelda related. Maybe there'll be an announcement for something that's meant for next year, but I feel with how much Zelda is on our plate now, it feels like it'd be a weird timing to announce more Zelda. Not that I would complain, I love Zelda. Zelda is one of my favorite franchises of all time, if not my favorite, probably next to Smash Brothers, but I just don't see Nintendo announcing more Zelda when they already have an indie game, Zelda crossover game coming out, and a Zelda remake coming out in the same year. And not to mention, speaking of Zelda, if there's any, and I really don't want them to focus on this because I don't like mobile games, period. Well, that's not exactly accurate. I like some of them, but we're not going to get into that right now. Maybe that'll be a whole other topic in a whole other video. I remember there was a whole plan where apparently, I don't remember what batch of games it was, but there was a point in time where Nintendo was just starting out making mobile games, and they wanted to make Animal Crossing, something else I'm forgetting, and Zelda. And I remember seeing Zelda and being really interested because Zelda is one of my favorite franchises. That's like if they announced a Super Smash Bros. Mobile game, I'm gonna be super, like, what does that, like, I'm gonna be super curious about what the hell they're doing. So we've seen what they're doing with Mario Kart Tour, what we're seeing with, you know, Mario, what happened with Mario Run, and how they handled Fire Emblem Heroes and Dragalia Lost, right? Is that Zelda game still happening? Because it's was mentioned as, you know, a smartphone app game for a really long time, and they just haven't done it yet. So what's going on there, right? Like, are they still making that game or not? But I don't know. I don't want to see it at E3, but that game has been something for a while now, and no one, not a lot of people I know are really mentioning it, or maybe they don't remember it, or maybe I'm remembering it wrong or something. I could be, perfectly possible. I don't want to keep you guys here for too long about my ramblings about E3 and Nintendo and all that cool stuff. So I'll just like kind of keep it short and just say this: my hopes are the usual: Golden Sun, F-Zero, Smash Brothers info. That's kind of it. I don't have a lot of hopes, to be honest with you. But my expectations, I'm expecting Animal Crossing, I'm expecting Super Smash Brothers info, I'm expecting Luigi's Mansion, and Astral Chain. I think those are games that we're gonna see there. And I'm hoping for some kind of new IP, like, oh, and it comes out this year, like, quick announcement thing. I think that'd be pretty cool too. I guess let me know how you guys feel about it. I'm not really sure what I want, so let me know, what do you guys want at E3 for Nintendo, or from Nintendo? Is there any maybe third-party games you're hoping to see from them, or, you know, something along those lines? The sky's the limit when it comes to Nintendo. Like, you really never know. Yeah, that's kind of it. If you liked the video, like the video. If you disliked it, disliked it. But until then, I'll see you guys in the next one.